everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a makeup video for you, and I haven't really done a makeup routine that's wearable for a really long time, and I honestly haven't been really wearing makeup much recently. I've become the person who does my food shop with absolutely no makeup on, and I am proud of that fact. I think it's kind of liberating and nice not to wear makeup as often as someone like me, for instance, is used to, which is pretty much every day. So I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup, and when I have, I've definitely been going a lot more minimal than normal. There are so many minimal makeup and no makeup looks out there. That phrase always confuses my brain, but I thought I would show you mine. So this is definitely more of a no makeup look because I use quite a few products but still nowhere near as many as I would do normally. Everything actually fits inside this really cute, really tiny little Charlotte Tilbury makeup bag, which I love at the moment. This is a really good size if you're trying to constrict yourself to not bringing too many products with you and just not wearing as much makeup on a daily basis. So everything I have is inside of here. Okay, I've had a quick lighting switch around because it's so dark outside I can't even see myself in the viewfinder. So let's get on with things. I'm going to start, before I do my base, with kind of a primer and kind of a tint. So I do this a lot when I have a minimal makeup look, if I'm not wearing a lot on my skin, and that's to use something with a bit of colour because my skin can look a bit pasty if I'm not wearing foundation. It's quite pale, so I always like to give it a little bit of warmth, and for that I'm using the Perricone MD Face Finishing Moisturizing Tint, which kind of just looks like a normal moisturiser, but actually as you rub this in it gives you some colour, which is amazing. My face is so red right now as well. I'm not sure why. I'm just obviously very flustered about filming this video. So what I'm going to do is actually pop a little bit of this on a beauty blender straight from the bottle jar, and just kind of work that into my skin. And the more you work this in, the more colour it's going to give. So as you kind of buff it, all the little beads explode and release all of the colour tints. Next I'm going to use a cushion foundation, and I think cushion foundations are another key thing in making your makeup look very, very minimal and very natural. I really love these, and I've tried quite a few. I like the L'Oreal one a lot, but this is new to me. This is the Dior cushion foundation, the Dior Skin Forever cushion. I know you're supposed to use these sponges that come with them, and they basically are the reason these work so nicely. But for me, I've never really got on with them. I'm going to use this one today just to see how I like it. So I'm just going to press some of that onto here. And you're kind of supposed to pat them on, I think. I can't get on with these things. I can't do it. Okay, I'm going to try it with the beauty blender instead. I don't think you get quite as much coverage with this for some reason, but I think it still looks so natural and so beautiful. This is quite a hard beauty blender, which I'm not a massive fan of. This is also from Dior, but it's just what I had on hand. And I'm just going to really press this into my skin, and I'm not really using a lot. I kind of want to make this go quite a long way, which it does because these products are quite liquidy, but I just want to give my skin some coverage but work it in well enough to just look very natural and very much like my skin but better, basically. So to conceal, I'm going to use my By Terry Densiliss concealer. This is another similar one in that it kind of just looks like natural skin. So again, I'm going to press that in and really work it in with my beauty blender. So under the eyes, I want a bit more coverage, so I'm not going to really work it in quite as much. I'm going to powder just underneath my eyes. I might come back to powder, but for now I'm just literally going to set my concealer. And I'm using the Chanel Les Beiges Powder. This is kind of new to me. I haven't tried it before, but I picked one up the other day, and it is a super natural powder. If you like something that's not going to look cakey and that actually you can coat your entire face with and still looks luminous and glowy, this is definitely the one. So I haven't powdered around my face because I'm going to be using these two. These are my favourite things from the Perricone MD No Makeup range, and I've used these so many times I think I've rubbed most of the writing off, but I have the No Bronzer here and the No Blusher blush, and these come in just one colour. They're super buildable, which kind of makes me think that they'd be okay for darker skin tones as well, because you can really kind of build this up to be quite intense, or you can really sheer it out. So what I'm going to do is just pop a little bit of this, which comes in this cute little pipette, onto the back of my hand, and you can see how liquidy it is. You can see it's pretty intense when you first start off, but again I'm just going to really blend this into my skin. You could totally get away with not wearing any bronzer or any blusher, but for me, if I don't do that, I can look super washed out and a little bit ill, so I think this is kind of a necessary step for me. And then same with the blusher, I'm just going to pop this on my cheeks. I'm going to use a really small amount of this one because I don't want to look over blushed. I think that can really give away that you're wearing a lot of makeup if you have a little bit too much pink blusher on. So I'm just going to put a few little dots of that onto my cheeks and then blend that in again. This one is super sheer as well, so you can really blend it out. Okay, I'm going to do my brows, which is actually the same any day of the week, no matter what makeup I'm wearing. I always do my brows the same, and with the same product as well, which is from Anastasia. This is their Brow Wiz. I do sometimes try and do a more natural brow, but I just end up doing the same thing over and over again. I think it's easy to fall into a bit of a rut when it comes to your brows. I like the way this product looks, so I'm just going to fill these in as I normally would do. So the most important part is done. I think base and brows to me are the most important when it comes to minimal makeup. As long as I'm happy with those, I'm pretty much happy with everything. I want to keep this very no makeup looking, so I don't want to overdo it with the eyes. I'm going to use just 2 products. One is an eyeshadow and one is a mascara. This is from Illamasqua. This is actually the eyeshadow I use to contour, but I think it's also really great for contouring around your eyes as well. Makes sense. This is Heroine, and it's a very kind of taupey neutral tone brown. It's not super cool, but it's not warm at all. Now you could go without anything, you could just skip straight to mascara, but for me my eyes can look a little bit puffy if I do that. I need a bit of definition somewhere, so that is where this eyeshadow is going to come into play. So I'm just very lightly, with barely anything on the brush, going to work that into the crease of my eye, and I'm just kind of trying to turn this into more of a shadow than an actual eye makeup. So I'm not going to put anything on here on the lid. I'm also going to take that on a smaller brush and work it underneath my eyes, because again, this is a place that I really need extra definition, or to me my eyes just don't look right. So I'm going to work a little bit of that underneath there, and I'm actually going to bring it out slightly lower than I usually would, a bit more like a natural shadow than actual makeup under there. So you could definitely go for any mascara, any natural fluttery looking mascara at this point. I'm going to use a brown today just because my lashes are super fair on their own, so I think using a brown is going to be a bit more subtle than an intense black. And I'm really going to focus this at the roots of my lashes, which is really hard to do when you're trying to talk to a camera. You definitely get a much more natural look this way, especially for me because my lashes are quite long when they have mascara on. I don't want them to be too in your face and too extreme, because that's totally going to take away from the whole look. So last of all, for lips, I'm actually going to use one of these new Hourglass Girl lip stylos. These are so cool, and I have a huge box full of them, but I picked this colour out today, which is called Believer. I'm actually going to start by putting some lip balm on though. This is my NUXE Reve Miel, which I love because it's completely matte. It's not glossy and it's not shiny, so using this first and then almost patting a very small amount of colour on top of that, I think that just looks super natural and pretty much like your lips, but better, which is definitely what we're trying to go for here. These are actually very pigmented, so I'm not going to put too much on, and then I'm really going to pat it in and work it in to that lip balm as well. This colour is literally the same shade as my lips. So if you guys have any tips on how you do your no makeup looks or your minimal makeup looks, I'd love to know. So leave those down below in the comments. But that is it. That is the finished look. So easy. Very little products used in that, and I really like this look. I think it's really easy to wear, very comfortable as well. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing any makeup, which is great. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all soon. Bye. Not quite sure why I raised my eyebrows at you then, but there you go. Bye.